Hi Gales, Mr. Cormier and Ms. Stanley here. We are at a professional development session in St. Thomas at the STEAM Center today, and we wanted to address a really interesting aspect of the challenge that's come up. By the way, it's the last day for me. I'm so excited. This is my final lunch. So I've got my lunch here that comes from a box. So I've been drinking water from the tap in my water bottle all day, and I had my one juice box remaining. These are the last of the muffins here. I've got 2 muffins left in a baggie. I'm gonna keep my empty containers. I have fruit chew bar still. The last of the roasted chickpeas. This is actually some leftover, if you can see it, macaroni and tuna salad from one of my dinners this week. It's actually really good cold, so I'm happy I made that one. And my final peanut butter sandwich. This leaves me with 1 slice of bread left in my loaf. So I planned well for the week. The reason why I'm keeping my empty containers here is Ms. Stanley has interpreted the challenge differently from me, and similarly to how some of my students saw it. They said, Mr. Cormier, if you're eating from the food bank hamper and somebody offered you food, wouldn't you take it? Wouldn't a person in that situation be thankful for the free food, say thank you and yes? And so Ms. Stanley is eating based on that interpretation. Our PD session has supplied us with lunch. So her lunch, actually she has a pasta salad like mine too, but there's some fresh fruit and vegetables there. There's a little dessert. I missed dessert, by the way. There's a nice wrap. There's a Coca-Cola. I haven't had a Coke in over a week, and I'm having a little bit of withdrawals from that. But it's a little bit of a different take on it. So I've been a very purist in this challenge. I'm only eating what's been in the box for me.
And I definitely would take the opportunity, if free food's provided for me, to accept. Now, knowing that I have taken this free food, what thinking did it make you go to next, Mr. Cormier?
Originally in my mindset, I thought she was cheating, but at the same time, it made me think to my students, and actually it made me a bit thankful. I wanted to thank some people who have donated me food along the way. Ms. Harvey in guidance has offered me food. Gina, walking down the hallway, offered me an orange if I would like it, if I could have it. I've had students in my classes offer me a portion of their lunch to get me through, and I've politely said no to them, but to all of you who have offered food, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It makes me grateful to be part of a giving community, but let's pay that food forward. Let's pay it forward to the people who really may be in need.
And if you were somebody who, like me, was at a location where you could get free food, you packed the food, what might you be doing?
Oh, I'm using my lunch containers to take my lunch with me, for sure. I am, in my everyday life, not one to turn down a free meal, and today is no exception. So I'm going to pack the lunch I'm supposed to get into my containers, I'm going to take it home, and I'm going to enjoy that sometime this weekend, the Coca-Cola included. I'm not above that, but for the purposes of the challenge, I'm going to finish today the way I started.
Thanks for listening to our 2 different versions.
Have a great day. Hey Gales, it's Mr. Cormier here in Mr. Cormier's kitchen, and I'm wearing kind of a big smile on my face because this is the evening of day 6. You saw me before my first meal on the Food Basket Challenge, and I'm about to eat my last meal. And I want to show you the piece of paper that got me through all this. This is where I took inventory of what I had, made my meal plan, and stuck to it. So with what was in the basket, plus 2 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of margarine, and 1 1/8 teaspoons of spices, I was able to complete the Food Basket Challenge without cheating. I'm pretty proud of that. Although I do have one last meal I have to eat, and it's the only one not crossed out on my list, and all it says is what's left, plus rice. So this is the only food I allotted myself for the last meal so that I could eat for the earlier meals in the week. Sorry for the background distraction. My dog is having the time of his life over there, ruining my video. Luckily for me, the rice is not the only thing left, and I've actually decided that I'm going to continue this challenge into tomorrow morning's breakfast as well to officially cap out the 6 days. So along with the rice, I've got some peanut butter left. Not a lot, but enough that I could probably eat a spoonful of peanut butter at tomorrow's breakfast. Plus my 1 piece of toast. I've still got a slice of bread. still got enough for a bowl of cereal, same size I've been eating. I still have some milk, which is shocking to me. Let's see how much is actually in there. Hopefully it's enough for more than what I've been eating. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good. That's almost 2/3 of a cup of milk that's left. I'm going to carefully pour it back in the container now, and if I spill it, you may actually see somebody cry over spilled milk. There we go. I'm going to spare you the sight of me rinsing this with water and drinking the milk water out of here, but that's going to happen. I also have a pretty sizable chunk of onion. This will just get used in next week's cooking. It's not going to go to waste, but I don't have a use for it today. That still leaves my dinner at a cup of rice, plus leftover chicken soup, plus some of that tuna pasta salad that I was talking about. A couple of bites there. Plus a huge amount of leftovers from my first dinner, which was my entire potato, a good chunk of my onion, and that turkey. So that one should fill me up right there. Some good old KD. And quite a large helping still of tomato soup that I also chopped up some of those canned carrots in and cooked some onion into to make a vegetable soup, I guess. So I had a lot more left than I thought I would, but that's not what I'm considering what's left. What's left is what we have to do now after the challenge. So I took the food basket challenge, and I originally said in my video that it was for me to get the perspective of those in need, but I think it was me who was in need of the perspective change. So what's left for me to do is to try harder to donate better to the food bank, to be more aware of people who are in need in our community. What's left is for us to come together as a school and as a community and help those in our community who might need it. So the food basket challenge is not about trying to eat the food in the basket. The food basket challenge is now a challenge to you, Gales. Let's make this Christmas and this year a good one in Glencoe. Thanks for watching with me.